Because calling isn't what you do. Calling is about who you are before what you do. The calling is about who you are. When God calls you, he is calling you to a who. Way before he calls you to a do. And I want you to understand, this is crazy important right here. That he's calling you to who you are. I love the way the Apostle Paul, he writes this, and he talks about this in 2 Timothy. And he says this, he says, "For God saved us, and he called us." Now, what does he call us to do? Does he call us to be a missionary? Does he call us to be a second grade teacher? Does he call you to be a professional gamer or a YouTuber? No, he doesn't call you that. What does he call you to do? He calls you to live a holy life. That's the calling. He did this not because you deserve it, but because that was his plan before the beginning of time. Before the beginning of time, the calling he placed on you was to live a holy life. The calling that he placed on you is not about what you do, it's about who you are. God called you to live a holy life. In other words, as you follow Jesus, you don't look like the world. You don't act like the world. You don't think like the world. You don't behave like the world. You're not driven by the things that other people are driven by because you've been set apart by God. You've been called by Jesus with the power of the Holy Spirit to live a holy life. Now, the Bible, one of the things that we never see in the Bible, we never see the Bible talk about the calling that you have in your life as a career. But for some reason in our minds, especially in today's day and age, that's what we think of. As a career, as a job, as a thing we do. That's my calling. And I'm not saying it's not a part of it. I'm not. But when you recognize that you were called by God, a better question than starting with, what am I called to do? A better question is, God, who am I called to become? Because if your calling is only about what you do, then it gets confusing very quickly. I ask you guys to jump in on this real quick. And you look at me, Pastor Johnny, I'm up here. How many of you guys, you can raise your hand if you think I'm called to preach the gospel? For those of you who aren't raising your hand, I'm hurt. And you're correct, I am. I am called to preach the gospel. But that also brings a problem. Because I am also called to be a husband to Sarah. And when I'm a husband to Sarah, I have to take a completely different approach. It can't be like me preaching the gospel. I mean, can you imagine us having a constructive conversation? You might call it an argument, but it's constructive conversations for us. And we get done with that constructive conversation. And I say, and we're standing in our room, and I go, all right, now, everybody bow your head, close your eyes. If you need to ask for forgiveness right now, I can't approach those two things the same way. You lose your pastor really quickly. You can't do that. I'm a pastor, yes, I am. I'm called to preach the gospel, but I'm also a husband. And I love my husband. I love my wife. Man. I love my wife with all my heart. And can I tell you, over the years, we love each other. And yeah, at times we argue or we'll have disagreements and stuff like that. But you know what? We love each other and we make up and we become closer to each other every step of the way. I have to approach it totally differently. We've been married 15 years and we have 3 boys that are incredible and I love them all to death. That also means that part of my calling is to be a father. Now, I can't approach them the way I approach my wife. Like, they don't get a say. I mean, they get a little say, but my say is over their say. My wife's say is over their say. I'm called to be a dad too. Is my calling to preach? Yes. But my calling is more than to preach. What I am seeing here through all this is that my calling is 100% called to live a holy life. That's the calling I have. To be a pastor is what I do, but living faithfully for Jesus, that's who I am. If I'm a good pastor, but I neglect my family, I abuse my family by not giving them the time or the attention or the love that they need, then I am not living in God's will, no matter how good of a preacher I am. We've seen it over and over again, these charismatic leaders that don't keep their word. They've placed the do in front of the who. They've made the action of what they do the calling instead of the holy life, who they are, and letting what you do grow out of who you are. Because you can't do it the other way. My preaching is the fruit of the life that I have. It's not the roots. And so often, we decide to go, okay, my fruit is this, and we try to, that's my roots. Those aren't your roots. Trees don't grow backwards. It doesn't work that way.